Hello there, this is Craig Hain, and my students call me Dr. Dell, as you probably know. And I want to talk to you in this video about what I call Dr. Dell's practical math courses. Now, you may have come to this video after you've already taken our program on mastering the TI-30XA scientific calculator. If you've had that already, that's the first part of this program. And you may have already read part of our book, Golden Rule Math book for all God's children. But whether you've done that or not, this is what this program is all about, this practical math program. Now, I want to tell you something. If you take this practical math program, it's going to give you a basis of algebra and geometry and trigonometry for the workforce, and as a foundation for any future math training you do, that's quite phenomenal, and you'll absolutely love it. There are no books that do anything like this. What this consists of is a series of classes, and the first one is mastering the TI-30XA scientific calculator. You do that because that allows you then to do all of your arithmetic calculations quick, easy, reduce errors. It's a wonderful thing, and it's how an employer would want you to do it. And so that's the first thing you're going to get. Now, every one of these lessons comes with a tutorial video, a set of notes that goes with the video, a set of exercises, and then with answers, of course, for you to practice, because you learn math by doing math, and then a quiz to be sure you've got it, and then you move on to the next one. And so the first thing you do is you master the scientific calculator. Now, most students find that even if they struggle with math and don't like math, they enjoy this. It's not exactly a game, but it's kind of got that quality to it. It's like a sport. It's something you can do. It's fun to do. And they see the benefit of it. They see the practicality of it. And so this is really a wonderful way to get any student really launched on the right foot in terms of their attitude towards math. Now, once they've done that, we want to be sure that they understand the rules of arithmetic, and we call that practical pre-algebra. And practical pre-algebra then is simply making sure they know the rules of arithmetic. And we introduce one more thing here that they haven't already learned, and that is the y to the x key on the calculator, which is extremely important in practical math. And again, there's 10 lessons. So you have 16 lessons for the calculator, 10 lessons for pre-algebra. You can see, goes pretty fast. In fact, this entire program, you're going to find out you can do, most students are self-paced, so they can do it at their own pace. They can watch the video whenever they want to, as many times as they want to, work on the exercises, take a break, come back, do a lot of review, which we recommend. In any event, most students will go through this whole program in less than a year. Some will do it in a semester or less than a semester. Now, after pre-algebra, we do what I call practical algebra. Now, there's no textbook that does this. That's why we have to use tutorial videos and notes. I've never seen a textbook that covers these topics in algebra, and these are the topics you need for practical mathematics. This is what you need if you're going into a technical subject, to be a technician, a skilled tradesman, going into the military, whatever. This is the algebra you need. Algebra is nothing more than a set of tools you use. You don't usually use algebra by itself. You use it with something else. And in fact, as soon as you've gone through these 10 lessons, the next thing you're going to learn then is practical geometry. Now, this is not a typical geometry course where you're trying to prove theorems and that sort of thing. This is a practical course. How long should something be? What is the area? What is the volume? But you've got to understand straight lines and parallel lines and triangles and the so-called Pythagorean theorem. In fact, the most important lesson in a practical application is similar triangles. You use those more probably than any other lesson in geometry. But all these things are important in geometry, and you use them in practical math. And there are a total of 19 lessons in geometry. So you had 10 lessons in algebra, 19 in geometry. Now remember, every one of these lessons comes with a tutorial video, a set of notes, set of exercises, a quiz, and it's all kept track of in a learning management system. Also, there's a forum where students could go and ask questions, and somebody on that forum, often me, will answer their question. Now, in practical math, there's angles you have to deal with. And geometry and algebra work together to do lots of problems. You use algebra and geometry together. This is one of the horrible things in a traditional course is they're taught separately, but they go together. But when it comes to angles, there's certain angles they can't deal with, and you need something called trigonometry. Now, a lot of people, when they heard the word trigonometry, that scares them. Trigonometry. Well, trigonometry, actually, practical trigonometry is very easy. And as a matter of fact, you learn the keys on the calculator, the trig keys. That's why the scientific calculator is so useful. Many other reasons too, but the trig keys are there. And then there are 7 lessons in trigonometry. And you learn all the practical trig you need. And believe me, when you finish this, you're going to know more mathematics than 95% of all the people out there. And that even includes technicians that have been trained in technical things. This is the math you need to open sesame to all sorts of technical career paths. There's literally millions of jobs going unfilled today because they can't hire people that they can train to do these jobs because the people don't have the math they need. And this is the practical math they need. And then I've added finally now in this program, there is one more course that's special topics that's optional. And again, if you're going into industry, going into the military, you'll want to take this optional course too. And there's something in here that I developed back in the early 1980s and have trained thousands and thousands of technicians with, called the technician's triangle and prefixes. And that's quite unique. I've never seen it in any textbook anywhere. So this is the course we have. Now, I can't recommend it too much. I don't care what math program you're taking. Maybe you're going to a school, maybe you're taking an online program. This will be a great supplement to it. In fact, if you would take a few months out and go through this, and by the way, it's self-paced and students go through it in different amounts of time, but most students, including quite a bit of review, will go through this whole program in maybe 60 hours of study time. Break it up into smaller sections. I talk about study time and coaching in the Golden Rule Math book, and you probably need to read the section on coaching, how you coach a student to do it. There's a lot to the psychology of it, but they're going to love the math. They'll absolutely love it. Now, we've taken literally thousands of people that have been afraid of math and didn't like math and put them through this program, or parts of it even, and now they love it. And it's transformational to their lives. So this is what I recommend you do. Now, if you want to learn more about me, I have a website, craighane.com. You can go to and learn all about me. There's a lot of free material there. There's some free books to read and so on and so forth. And this program I just described to you, practical math courses, is actually the first 2 tiers of a 6-tier program that you can learn all about. And if you go to my website, and if you go down, there's lots of information on it, lots of things that we do. You'll see the syllabus for the 6 tiers. And if you click on that, you can look at it and see. And basically what I've described to you is what we call the first 2 tiers. It's the same material. These are the first 2 tiers that we teach people. The one thing we added into it was the optional thing for workforce. Then you go into tier 3 if you're going to go to college, you want to do well on the SAT. Then if you want to go into science and engineering, we have tiers 4, 5, and 6, where you go much deeper now into algebra and trigonometry and geometry. And now you use a modern tool that came out in 2009 called Wolfram Alpha, which transforms the way you learn STEM math. But the way you get started is with this program right here. This is the program you want to start on. This is the practical math program that you need to start on. Any student that I'm going to teach math to, no matter how far they're going to go, even if you're going to go get a PhD in theoretical math, this is where you start. This is really the foundation, and that's what you want to do. And I wanted to tell you about that because I think any student will benefit so greatly from it. And so there you have it. Go sign up for it and get it, and away you go. And I will see you then on lots of videos if you do that. So this is Craig Hain, or Dr. Dell, and I thank you for watching this video, and I wish you the best in your future. I'll guarantee you, if you go through this program, it's going to enhance your future tremendously. Bye-bye.